Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me here at Leaping Lotus Tarot. I'm diving right into an Aquarius reading today. Take a deep breath for me if you would. And let's see what messages need to come out for Aquarius. All right, we've got a bunch out already. Okay, actually, you know what? I feel called to pull an oracle message real quick before we even get started here. Let's just see from the Daily Magic deck. Let's see. Let's set the mood for this reading. What's something from this oracle here that we need to kind of know before we interpret the meaning of these tarot cards that came out? All right, let's see. We got two here. When you walk between the worlds, visiting the realm of waking dreams, imagine opening a door on the way in. Go out the same way, closing the door behind you. This will train your brain to only journey to that to that place of archetype and metaphor with consciousness and intention. So there's something about dreams, maybe messages are coming to you in your dreams that you need to pay attention to. As you incorporate daily magic, you'll begin to understand that even during times when you can't feel your own center, your psyche is dropping hints like an oak dropping acorns. Ooh, okay, something about like planting seeds here. So there's something in your subconscious. There's things that are going on in your reality, I think, that are planting seeds, that are sending some type of subliminal messaging to your subconscious. And I think they're coming through in your dreams. There's something about your dreams here. So we've got 5 cards out. The first one that's pulling to my attention here is this High Priestess card. This is a powerful feminine. She's intuitive, she's spiritual, she knows her worth. This is not as much like the Empress energy in the Major Arcana. This is also Major Arcana, but the Empress energy is more motherly and nurturing. This one has the moon kind of playing into effect here, which and the light and the dark, so sort of like the dark archetypes of the feminine and the light. Now there's not really dark not meaning negative, but there's just that duality at play. When I tend to think of the dark feminine, I think of more of like a sensual side, being in tune like with her, her more animalistic nature, her more reactive nature. But there also is, that intuitive knowing that comes with like the moon, and that can kind of play into illusion as well here. We have the 9 of Wands in reversed. I think she's tired of putting a lot of effort into something. Let's see what it is. We've got the 2 of Pentacles in reversed. I think that there's something about like an equal give and take or some sort of balancing thing here. With the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Swords, she's tired. She's like, she's done being tired is really what it is. She's like, I just need to take time to myself and go within. It almost feels like she's tired of like, 3 of Cups is like, that's emotional, there's 3 feminine energies here. There's something speaking to like, some readers interpret this 3 of Cups as like a third party situation. Now, when you think of a third party situation, you think of typically in like a romantic connection, and it's like, somebody that you're with is being sneaky behind your back or something like that. But if you look at the actual imagery on the 3 of Cups card, they're empowered feminine, they're happy feminine, they're working together, they're celebrating something. So the only reason that I'm kind of thinking that this is kind of a little bit of like a negative association is because of the fact that we have sort of moon energy coming through with the High Priestess, which speaks to illusion, which speaks to having to listen to your intuition. And the fact that she's tired of something, that's not really balanced with that 2 of Pentacles in reverse, right? There's something something's not equal here. And when I came into, so I had all this reading set up, like all my lights and everything set up, and I had my tarot card and my oracle card sitting on the bed. And I came in and the cats had basically knocked it all over the floor. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And then I took that as like a moment to be like, all right, is there a message here that's like sitting on top? And when I looked at the tarot deck, the 3 of Swords was sitting on top. And that's like a heartbreak and kind of like betrayal card. So mostly heartbreak though, so pain. And so I do feel like there might be a message here a little bit with like tired of the pain, tired of, feeling like someone's not equally giving and taking. So there may be a third party situation where a feminine feels like there might be some sort of shysty behavior going on behind her back. We'll ask about who that is that might be coming through for her. And she may not have any evidence of this, okay? She may not have any evidence of this. And the reason I say that too is because remember how we started this reading with the Oracle saying there could be some subliminal messaging coming through in dreams. Now, I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to think that, oh no, like this reading means that the person I'm with is cheating on me. I don't want to necessarily go there. But let's find some information about this. Like, tell me more about this. Let me make sure that I'm not scaring people away with this. We have a 5 of Wands. So there is an aspect of competitive energy here. If maybe nothing's secretive about this, maybe you know that the person that you're interested in is talking to multiple people or something like that. We have the Wheel of Fortune sort of sideways. It feels like, yeah, like maybe you do know about something, maybe nothing shystery at all, because then we would have had the 7 of Swords, right? Like, you know, the deceit and stuff, but we're not getting that here. We're sort of getting potential. We're getting options, potential, luck, fate, destiny. And we have the Ace of Swords. This is a really powerful card. It can speak to clarity and decisiveness, decision. This is the hand of the divine coming down and offering a message of communication. So I feel like that'll be a really important card to get clarity from. And then we also have the 4 of Wands in reverse. Again, something speaking to something not being in alignment and balance. This is a celebration and harmony card. And so if there's harmony out of whack here, there's just, things aren't lining up. Okay, things aren't lining up in some sort of form of passion. So let's get some clarity. Let's ask about the Ace of Swords. I feel like that's where we need to kind of go next as far as understanding what is this communication, what is this clarity. We have the 8 of Pentacles. This could be guidance. This could be a message saying, hey, you need to focus on your work right now. Maybe there's an aspect of relationships that just do not need to concern you at this time, and you need to put your energy and efforts into work. Maybe you're decisive and clear about what it is that you need to do. But with that Oracle card about like dropping hints like acorns, 9 of Swords in reverse. So, okay, here's the decision. It just came to me. So basically what this is saying is like, no matter what your gut is telling you, whether it's somebody talking to some other feminines behind your back, whether it's, you know, you need to focus on work and less relationships. This is basically saying like, do not waste your energy. Do not waste your 9 of Swords, like your thoughts, your up at night worry about things that other people are doing. I mean, like, frankly, it's really not your business. It's not, what people think of you is not your business. What people are doing and choosing to do with their life is not your business. Now, it kind of is your business if you're in a marriage or you're in a relationship and you're expecting loyalty and faithfulness out of somebody and they're behind your back. That will come to light. But the clarity here is just like, no matter what other people are doing, this really feels like the message is, it's like, you are your own truth. You are your own clarity. There's nothing external to yourself that is going to give you answers. All of your answers are within. And that's actually very, that's perfect, because we had that 4 of Swords come out too, and it was in the upright, which is meditation, going within, you know, focusing on the self, taking the time to really think about, what do you want? What do you care about? Who cares what these other people are doing? Is kind of what this is saying. It's like, do not waste your precious energy. You know, put it into work or whatever you value doing. Whatever is actually worth your time is what you're realizing you need to do. It's not what are other people doing. It doesn't matter. Wow, okay, well, this might be a short reading. I think we totally got the message out here. Is there anything else in the tarot that I need to touch upon that I have not touched upon? Okay. The Page of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah. This is basically saying, like, move on. There's new financial beginnings and things that you're passionate about and things that are, you know, of the earth and of, you know, groundedness and prosperity. Don't worry about a Knight of Cups, you know, don't worry about, you know, he's not even a king, he's not even an emperor. If this is a romantic connection for people, it's like, you know, he's on this bunny and he looks jovial and it just seems like he wants to bounce around. And, you know, if you think about like rabbits too, they like to reproduce a lot. And it just feels like this guy's just kind of distracted and like, yeehaw, I'm doing my own thing. And she's just like, okay, well, I'm going to focus on me. I'm a beautiful balanced ballerina here, and you know, I've got my little puppy, and there's just something grounded with that Pentacles too, that earth energy, just very much speaking to like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna focus on, again, work, Pentacles, just, you know, and the sword energy of 6 of Swords, like the moving on. It's like, I'm sailing off onto the horizon of, and I think these are, looks like some crows too. And you might be seeing crows or ravens, and what's cool about those birds is that they're actually like rainbow, is what I've heard, is that like on the actual color spectrum we see them as black, but if you actually look kind of close at them, they sort of have like this reflective quality, and apparently on like the spectrum of color, we just can't see it, but they're apparently like rainbow birds. So that kind of reminds me a little bit of the Wheel of Fortune as well. It just feels like the wheel of potential, the rainbow of potential. There's just a circle of ever continuous abundance that is just waiting for you to tap into. And so there's a call here to be grounded, very much so embracing earth energy, to be grounded amongst all of this. And so Aquarius is an air sign, and so that's sword energy. And we did have that Four of Swords and stuff like that too, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So it's basically saying embrace the healthier mindset, and yeah, don't concern yourself with things that aren't worth your energy. Is there any final message from the daily magic that can wrap this up for us? 11:11 on the timer. Maybe you're seeing 11:11. Maybe you're seeing synchronistic numbers. Okay, we've got several cards for the daily magic, so I'm just going to pull this one. Oh, there's two stuck together, so we got to take both. Okay, the body has its own memories tucked in its interstitial spaces. Yarrow travels the blood, awakening cellular memory. Okay, so I wasn't going to say this, but as I was shuffling back through the deck, the tarot deck, I was actually done pulling cards, and I realized I was shuffling again, and I saw the Six of Cups, and I didn't say anything. This actually is a message, so here we go. We gotta bring up the Six of Cups, okay? The body has its own memories tucked in its interstitial spaces. Six of Cups is actually a memory card. It's a nostalgia card. There is something about, when it says like cellular memory, there is some aspect of you need to, this is the other advice, because remember it was like, hey, don't worry about what other people are doing. It's not your business what they're thinking, what they're doing. It's like, who cares? That's not about you. That's about them. That's about their path, their journey. This is your journey. This is you. And so the memory here is like tapping into, I feel like when you were youthful, a lot of us, you know, before we were jaded by the world, we were ourselves. We were authentically ourselves. And this is kind of what that's saying. It's like, go back to when like you remembered who you were. You didn't have to think about who am I? You didn't have to think about, oh, I forgot who I am. You just were who you were. Okay, and so that's that message. And then this is the other final message that we have from the Oracle. In Middle English, weird referred to one who could control fate. Wow. And so that's awesome because we just talked about the Wheel of Fortune. A big message of the Wheel of Fortune is fate, like destiny, luck, right? And I love weird. I remember I used to kind of call myself weird when I was younger. And so, you know, weird can have such a negative connotation, but it really just means unique and empowered and yourself, right? So yeah, weird referred to one who could control fate. Isn't that what we all want? To be weird enough to take control of our own lives, to know who we are and what we are becoming. It's a gift to be weird. Wow, this was a fantastic message. I absolutely love where this went. There's so much in this reading for a call of independence and harmony within the self, and like, who cares about what others are doing? This is about you. This is about doing what you want to do, empowering yourself, finding who you are, remembering who you are. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Drop in the comments your favorite part. I love hearing from you guys. And of course, as always, we will see you next time.